Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video I want to talk about what some might call basically narcissism in an AI. Or there's a narcissistic abuse. Yeah, from human, I've made videos on that for years on narcissism and all. But I don't tend to put everything under narcissism as many do. Many people do. They put it under narcissistic abuse. I guess they think that makes it a little softer or something, just not to call it abuse. But anyway, I want to talk about when the AI, think about it. The AI is going to be quite a bit self-centered for the business. They are programmed by people. Okay, now some people say, though, they learn by themselves. Tell me how they do that. Or don't they have perimeters? I'm thinking the word is perimeters. Hope I'm using it right. They can't go this far on that way, can't go that far on the other. Anyway, I've been making videos about some of the things that I see as, would be that fall under that, which people put them under, and as in humans. But as in an AI, okay, I've mentioned a few, like that it builds you up just to tear you down. That is like in the AR, your acceptance rate, how many you accept of what they offer to pick up the food deliveries. I'm talking about food deliveries, and all that. Food deliveries, whatever kind of deliveries you do that get work. And it helps. Sometimes they'll send you those great offers, and just one after another, and then all of a sudden it's all bad. And that's this. Another one is when they punish you for not doing something stupid. Seldom see anybody walk across that road. But anyway, they punish you. Like if they start sending you offers that are like the one that I will never forget, $2 for 20 miles. And they punish you. The AI punishes you for declining it. Because, you should be up to work for free, apparently. We're in the negative. That would be in the negative. And we finally got our light here. So, finally finished it. But anyway, for those of you who are watching and wondering. But anyway, it punishes you. It takes away from your AR. Apparently, whenever your AR gets low, they start sending you nothing but those bad ones. And now notice before you did one, you were completing one, and then, this happens to me so much. I'll complete one, and then the next one is going to be bad. Something like, one of them was 104.1 miles. I think it could have been as much as 40, but I just saw the miles and glanced at the rest and clicked no way. And the one right before that was an hour and 49 minutes for $20-something. Not happened, neither one of them. So of course, my AR goes down. This really needs to be addressed. Well, there are more of them. It's like they punish you also for doing right for yourself. And you're doing right for yourself, and they're punishing you for it. Because those two kind of go together. And but also, the new one I want to mention that I thought of is when it makes you second guess yourself often. I mean, this is my experience, by the way, and I'm saying you, but I'm just pointing out, and I'm not giving anybody any form of advice or suggestions or anything like that. My market's probably very different than yours here in Texas. Where I am, it's definitely. I watch these videos and I see that people in other states make much more money per order that I have seen. Not all of them, of course, quite a bit. And, okay, I don't know what's going wrong with him. His caution's on. But anyway. Okay, some would say it's hazards. But anyway, this whole thing, all of these things just really, like I said, the second guessing part also, it just really makes this job quite frustrating. And I haven't even met my one goal Yeah, and that was to make $100 in a day. The whole day. Anytime I go out, you know, all together, collectively. Never, all of it together. Never. Did I mention I live in Texas? Yeah. And anyway, I mean, some of these offers are $2. One add-on was $1.50. Yeah. But there's a big truck behind me. I am constantly around big trucks. Yeah, I mentioned I live in Texas. Different ways, don't I? Oh my goodness. But man, there are so many trucks right now. What's going on here? Oh yeah, I live in Texas. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna turn that up this way. Oh, and I have my air conditioner on because the hell you got it. I live in Texas. But anyway. Second guessing yourself. How many of you have tried so many different ways? Say, okay, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to make sure I do it that way. Then that'll work better, and that'll, here's a good time for me to work between this time and that time on this day of the week. Or you follow like one of them. Well, they all show, like hot spots and different things like that. Hot spots and trends and whatever else. Various ones. I have a few. No, I have several. A few. Well, in between. But really, you try to make a schedule for yourself. You say, hey, I'm going to watch this. And this one says on these days, this is good. And you go out and nothing. I mean, sometimes it's nothing. No good ones that you're not, and it's going to punish you because you're not doing something stupid. They want you to be stupid and just mind them. Remember that. Don't do good. What's good for you, you do good for them. The AI. The AI. AI is plural also. You don't say AIs. You can, I guess, if you want to. But AI is sufficient. Anyway. And remember, if you don't do that right, they're going to get mad at you. A lot of people out here, I guess it's the guys they're all guys. They're all men. That's why I say guys. Who work together or know one another or work on a big project around here. Yeah, that is. It's for the city, seems like. And several of them. And they're eating there. That's why I pushed the thing up. But anyway. I'm quite distracted too. But that whole thing of having to second guess yourself to try to figure out when would be the best time, so I'm not going out there like me. I'm doing this for health insurance, and the biggest problem I've had was this edema came up, started happening really bad. And I think I had it one day or something before, and one time I went to the hospital with it, and then one other day, maybe that's it. I was sitting in my car too long or something. But anyway, then all of a sudden last year it was pretty bad. I went up in the hospital ER 3 times, and they just sent me home with prescription for antibiotics. Long story short of it is, I live in Texas. Back then I didn't have health insurance. That's the long and short of it. So, my experience. I'm not saying everybody would experience it. I did. And I'd heard the stories. I'm a little distracted because something is kind of strange. There is, I don't know if it's male or female, but they're covered in something over their face that looks like what are those things called? Like medieval times, when they wore those, or were they, medieval times is a place, but they wear those chains over their face. But this one is black, and it's very weird. What in the world are they doing? Wearing something like that? I could be totally wrong. It could be a veil, and it's the back of it or something. But it's interesting. But anyway, do you do that? Do you second guess yourself? You try to say, I'm going to work. This is my schedule. I'm going to work this day, this day, this day, at these times, and be done with it. Does it work? I don't know. I mean, even sometimes at noon, I just moved from the other place. I had one order. It took me closer to this one, and It was $5. I think 5 and some change or something, or maybe it was just exactly $5. And then it took me over here, and this is another one that's supposed to be good for me, another spot. But then don't you do that? You say, well, this spot's good, and then it winds up being nothing. And so you do another one. You second guess everything, because nothing. It might work that time, but then another one it doesn't. How many times in your life before gig work did you ever work a job where you did something, it turned out good, had good results when you did it, you thought about it, and you did it that way, and then the next time it was the total opposite? I mean, really. Okay, well, I was going to continue working, but the main light here is out, so that's going to mess up. And plus I need to go home and take my insulin. I think I'll go home and take my insulin, do the elevate my leg thing, and then because of the edema, and then go back out. But I might just wait until 5. Right now it's 12:38. But anyway, the main light was out. It was flashing red, and already it just went out already. It had people backed up, and I'm like, way too wise and way too old to know better than to sit there and say, oh, I can do it. I can go around this way, that way. I remember one time I worked at a place. It would usually take me an hour to get there. This is through Dallas, and it was in the worst part of Dallas. Seriously. One light was out. One light that I saw on my way back home, and instead of an hour back home, it was 2.5 hours because of one light. Like I said, I did not see any other ones anywhere around but that one light. All right. I don't know why y'all are stopping. You confused? A bit confused. Yeah, I can understand. It is confusing. Unless I did something wrong. After earlier today, oh my. You know, I take the blame for what I did, but I'm still like, I'm not sure what I'm taking the blame for. It was basically I had to get over, and 2 lanes, not much traffic at that time. It was real early, and it was light outside, no problem there. I got over one, no problem, because the person next to me was probably texting, and then the next one, there was somebody kind of in front, so I wasn't going to hit that person. I got over, and all of a sudden there was this car like going, it was speeding. That road was 40 or 45, and they were flying, and I don't know where they came from, and there's no way they could have turned out of somewhere and got that speed that high. Maybe. I've only been driving 46 years, so no, they weren't. Where in the world they came from? You know, I'm thinking they came from the lane that I was in. They just somehow it wasn't that busy. So really, I was just like, that's just too weird. I'm going home, and I'm taking blame for me. I've changed lanes. Since when have I never changed lanes? Really, it was weird.